Or maybe it's because I randomly asked them if they want some sausage.
You did what? My family calls it my superpower. It's my ability to see value in things that other people might overlook. Sometimes I go picking with my boyfriend, sometimes it's my best friend Sue, and sometimes it's my kids. But at the end of the day, it's all about having fun and hopefully just maybe making a profit. I wanted to address some of the comments on yesterday's video when we went shopping at a thrift store in Lancaster. I think there was a little bit of confusion as to what we were doing and what our goals were in putting out that video. And I wanted to make a couple things clear and kind of clarify a few things. We went into that thrift store and right off the bat, things started going downhill. There was a pair of lamps there that I was just curious, honestly. They're not a style that I typically buy and sell. You guys know I usually buy mid-century modern lamps, and these lamps were not mid-century modern. I was just curious. They're behind the counter. Obviously, there's a bit of like, oh, well, what are those?
You had jokingly said, what are they priced at, $100?
It could be yours for $100.
And then I said, no, $200.
$200.
200.
$200. So things just started off wrong. Those lamps are maybe worth $20 a piece. And when you can go out to your local department store or furniture store and purchase brand new lamps for less than you can buy them at your local thrift store, I think that there's an issue there. And I felt that we really needed to dig in a little deeper. And we did. Then we started looking at some of the other stuff in the case. There was 2 Royal Dalton figurines, the balloon vendors. Those typically sell for about $60. They had those marked for $50 a piece, which is fine. But
for a collector.
For a collector. But they sell for $60 a piece on eBay. On eBay, which is a worldwide market with 20 million people.
Yeah.
So you have to think, somebody in California is going to pay $60 for one of those balloon vendors, but is somebody in Lancaster, Pennsylvania going to pay $60? I mean, the right person has to walk through those doors and say, I've really been wanting one of those balloon vendor figurines. That would look really, really nice on my china cabinet. So it's going to take a really special person to walk in there and see those. And that's,
I would buy it if it was a sausage vendor.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I just can't. And then from there, we went over to the shelves where I picked up a Royal Hager planter. Now, most of you know I collect Royal Hager. Mm-hmm. It's something I collect personally. I'm a collector. I am not looking to resell. Some of it I do resell, but certain pieces I keep for myself. Yep. If you remember, about a week ago, I picked up a large green Royal Hager planter, and this was a smaller one, so they would have looked good together. I would have bought that for myself, but it was priced at $25. And that's even high for me, the collector, to pay $25 for that. I was just a little bit shocked by the prices that they were asking for these items. I
don't know, it irritates me to see that there are items that they're trying to gouge on.
And there was a lot of people voiced concern in the comments that, these are people that donate to these thrift stores, and they donate with the intent that these items will be passed on to people that will appreciate them. Whether they're resellers, whether they're the direct buyer, whether they're people in need, these people are donating these items in the hopes that they go to somebody who can appreciate them. But when there's a price tag of $200 on them, those lamps.
How long are they going to sit there?
How long are they going to sit there?
And even if they had price tags of $25 a piece on them, there's still a special type of lamp that somebody's got to walk in.
And they're obsolete. They're not a style that's real popular right now. They're just not they're just not in.
You put $10 a piece on them, cross your fingers, and hope they go out the door.
Yeah, I mean the mid-century modern style is in right now. Target is remaking the mid-century modern styles because they're so popular. But those lamps were not even close to being mid-century modern. They were mid-century lacking on the modern. They weren't worth very much at all. But another point I wanted to bring up was, one of our friends, Patty, she had been at another local thrift store to this chain and found a whole bin of glassware that they wanted $80 for. And she found comps cheaper than that on eBay, and she actually called corporate to voice her concerns. In your demographic, she laid it all out, same as we're doing. For this local demographic, this is absurd pricing. And they told her, well, we price our stuff to the asking prices of eBay. Not sold prices, asking prices.
There's part of the problem right there. I can ask whatever I want for this. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that's what it's worth.
No, absolutely not. And that's something that we try to communicate to people that, we're trying to teach on these videos, is that you have to look at the sold prices. You can't just look at what people are asking, because you can ask anything you want for. And
if the sold prices are all over the board from, say, $15 to $30, you just average them.
Yeah.
And you get an average, and you say, okay, well, there's the average price for it, so let's ask that price for it. And then that would be a reasonable price for it.
Yeah. But even with these thrift stores asking sold eBay prices, you have to bear in mind that eBay is a global market. It's over 20 million users across the globe. It's a different market than this small little town thrift store. So somebody who's willing to pay $25 for a Royal Hager planter that lives in California is not going to wander into this little shop in Lancaster and see this planter and say, I'll pay $25 for that. They're all the way in California. It's just not going to happen. They're catering to their local market, and they've lost sight of that, I think.
The other thing too, and I'm going to tell you right now, when we went to Casper's, Lenny said something that stuck with me, and it is so true. It's the locals that keep you going.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the locals that come to your shop. It's the people that are in town that come into those brick and mortar shops on a regular basis. They keep you going. But when you're in a town like Lancaster, I'm going to lose my train of thought now because of the train.
Wait, pause right there. Okay. Regain your train of thought there. Buddy.
So basically the concept is you're in a town like Lancaster. It is a tourist attraction. You didn't realize it, but now you understand that Lancaster has all these shops, all these stores. It has a draw. They've got amusements for the families. It's not just watching Amish people boogie around on a horse.
I really thought that's all Lancaster was.
Seriously, there's a lot of stuff to do. So in a town like that, I can see a store with bad ideas going, hey, we can capitalize on this and take advantage, just like some of the antique shops do, and cater to the tourist and hope we can snag the tourist. But really, you're alienating your number one customer, which is your locals.
Yeah.
And I hope that's not the train of thought.
No, I don't know though. I've seen it across all of their stores, with the exception of Hanover. I just, one by one, we've stopped going to the stores, and then we just happened to be in Lancaster, and I'm like, you know what, we should stop in and check it out. We've never been there before. And then it was just not good. And from what we've heard after putting out the video, we've heard from other resellers that the whole, the whole attitude towards resellers there is negative. Is very negative and very nasty.
Yeah. Now, one of the store manager's policies, if this is still in effect, I'm not 100% sure, But if they find out you're a reseller, apparently they will not give you the sale price. If it's 50% off day, you don't get 50% off. They'll refuse you.
No, I had spoken with the marketing director of this thrift store chain a while back, like a week ago. Not a while back. It was like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And I brought this up to her because somebody had said this to me. And she said, oh, that's an old policy. We don't do that anymore. You know, we've had a changeover in management and we like to welcome resellers and this and that. But then after this video dropped, we heard that they're still enforcing this at the Lancaster store.
Yeah, so I mean, now I have not experienced that, so we can't say for 100% certainty by personal account that's true, but it's coming from somebody that I consider reputable. I don't want to throw them out there and throw them under the bus and say, oh, this person said that. But
even if they're trying to cut out the resellers, in doing so, they're cutting out everybody else.
yeah, it's like cutting your nose off to spite your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, as far as denying discounts to the resellers, what business of it is theirs. What I do with the stuff that I purchase after I purchase it, my money's still good.
Yeah,
I'm spending money there. Every time I go to the store, I spend $75 and up. I mean, I spend good money there
in the coin shop
multiple times a week.
In the coin shop, I have customers. I have a couple customers that I absolutely can't stand dealing with. Absolutely can't stand them. But you know what? I don't treat them any different than any other customer that walks through the door. Their money spends the same. They know what they want to buy. They're going to buy it regardless. So I might as well just be nice to them. And the sooner I'm nice to them and they buy what they want, they're out the door and I don't have to deal with them anymore. But it's when they know that you don't like them, they'll stick around and they'll.
Oh. Is that the secret? Is that what we have to do?
I have to. So I'm nice to them, and they go away. It's like they're weirded out by my niceness.
Oh my gosh! I would have welcomed them to have stopped me and asked me, "Are you reselling these things?" Imagine that. Imagine if they would have stopped us and asked us that.
Or maybe it's because I randomly asked them if they want some sausage.
You did what?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Now I lost my train of thought. I don't know. I wanted to clear a few things up about yesterday's video because I know that there was some concern and there were some people saying, oh, well, you and Andrew just look greedy for putting out this video and complaining about the prices. But I don't.
It's not just us that's affected by it. It's people that go in there to and there were other folks that commented on your video that they've seen this as well.
Yeah.
We're not the only ones seeing this. We're not nuts here.
And it's not that we're complaining because we don't have any room for resale. There's been times where we go in the shops and we're like, oh, I really like this, but it's priced for a collector. You know,
I buy things quite often at collector price for myself because I want it.
Yes.
And I don't have a problem spending the money to support a good cause like that. Mm-hmm. But just stop with the price.
When it's beyond
gouging.
The collector's price and when it's incredibly inflated, we're gonna say something. We're gonna say, well, that's just not right. That's
reasonable pricing is one thing. I don't have a problem. I buy in volume from a couple guys at the flea market. I don't have a problem when the gentleman says $250. I don't have a problem writing a check and saying, I don't like your number, here's $300. I'm fair with the people I buy from, and you know what? They're fair with me. So you got to be fair with your customers. You can't gouge them on certain things.
And the other thing to keep in mind is that these stores need to be moving volume.
They should be.
They should be moving volume.
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't be focused on a pair of lamps. They should get them in and out and put something else there in its place. They're taking up space, and they're
constantly taking in donations.
Yeah.
You know?
There's no reason that they can't just cycle through it and just keep it moving. I mean, that's what we do because we buy so much stuff that all of our auctions start at $2 and $4.
Yep.
And sometimes we don't get what we're hoping for stuff, but it goes out the door and we buy something new to replace it.
Yeah. I mean,
and we're always making a profit.
At the end of the day, I mean, you'll have an item that'll do super awesome that you weren't expecting, and you might expect this guy to do super awesome, but it's but then it just kind of evens it all.
It all evens
out.
Especially when you're buying in volume. Or getting donations in volume, because then, you know, it's all profit.
This is my cost averaging again, and my bulk and my volume and all this stuff that I love. And
you're very good at it.
I'm so good at it that I managed to get up this morning and go have a secret meeting and get 2 banana boxes.
In the rain.
In the rain. Not at the flea market, but in the supermarket parking lot. Like a rock star. And then go do a trade show.
It was all very impressive. All right, well, anyway, I think that's really all we had to say about that.
And you woke up this morning to an empty sink of dishes. No dishes in the sink.
And fresh coffee.
And the coffee pot set up.
It was amazing.
Because I'm like that.
Yeah.
Y'all should be jealous.
I'm spoiled.
Brat.
Oh, gosh. So, I think that was everything, right? That was all. I mean, those were kind of our main points of what we really wanted to talk about and clear up. And
I mean, listen, I gotta tell you, as far as the stores themselves, they're clean.
Employees are so nice.
The employees are
most
great.
Most of the time.
Yeah, I'd give that a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Every so often, there's one.
They don't. Maybe they're having a bad day or a bad week or a bad month. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I've got no complaints about anything else in there. It's just certain things it's like, oh my God, we saw this on a video. We got to check this out, and oh my God, it's sold for $25, and that's what we should ask for it. No, it doesn't. No.
Price it for your local market, not for eBay.
Casper's is successful for a reason.
That's right.
He caters to his local market.
Yeah, a lot of antique dealers do the same. That's why they're successful.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we're gonna end this video here, and maybe in a couple hours I'm gonna post my haul video. We'll do a 2 for today. Sounds good, right?
I get to make more sausage jokes.
They never get old. So we're gonna end this video. I'm gonna post another one maybe this afternoon, and we'll go over all this stuff that we bought. I feel a little bad for telling them we're gonna do this haul and then we didn't do the haul.
I'm sorry.
It's just, we're running on for like 20 minutes, and I'm like, this is gonna take a while.
But
and then
this slippery move, just so you know, this slippery move on our part was approved and sponsored by the Sausage Council of America. Have a great day. See you later.
On that note, we'll see you guys later.
My family calls it my superpower. It's my ability to see value in things that other people might overlook.